Here's how to add ambient lighting to any 11th gen Honda Civic for less than 30 bucks. We're gonna be installing these Govee RGB Footwell lights. You can use any brand you want, but right now these are available for 25 bucks and they have plenty of 5-star ratings. Plus you get app control via Bluetooth. This model in particular is also RGBIC, which means it has a dedicated white LED. The lights typically plug in by the cigarette port right here, but I don't wanna have a huge adapter sticking out, and then in the future, if I ever want to, I just have to hot swap constantly and have a wire running around to the foot or something. I don't want a messy thing like that. What I'm gonna be showing you guys is how to tap them into the back of this cigarette port for a nice and easy installation that almost looks OEM. For this guide, you'll need a little thing of T-taps, which are like 3 or 4 bucks on Amazon, a crimp tool of some sort, but you could use anything that just kind of plies down like that, a Phillips head screwdriver, in this case I just have my drill, and then I recommend getting a pry tool of some sort. First thing you're gonna do is get your pry tool and then pry open this little silver shield right here. There we are, just pops open just like that. Next, you're gonna wanna push down on it, and then you'll see our 2 Phillips head screws right here. Grab your Phillips head screwdriver, in this case I have my drill, and then undo the 2 screws. Next, we're gonna pry up any clips that we have all around this whole piece right here. You could try it by hand, but I recommend having a pry tool. So all I'm doing is getting under one of these corners using my plastic pry tool and kind of pushing up at the same time. There's 1, 3, 4, wow. Well, there's 5 and 6. Obviously, you don't want this to fly off. I would recommend just being careful. I was kind of in a rush. Just go ahead and slide it off. It is supposed to come off. Next, there's about 3 or 4 wires plugged into, say, the controls right here. So look under and you'll see there's the 3 or 4 plugs I was talking about. Once you have those 3 wires unplugged, there is a clip right here that you're just gonna push on both sides on the other side where my finger is and then pull out. Here's what that clip looked like. Once you have everything undone over here, go ahead and lift up and you'll see here's the whole piece. Go ahead and put it somewhere carefully. As you see, we have another Phillips head screw right here that we're gonna go ahead and undo. There's also one more clip that we see right here. So with the clip and screw undone right here, what we're gonna be doing is trying to get this one piece out, and then we'll have access to our cigarette port. But in order to do that, we need to turn the car on, put it into drive, and then take the whole piece out. There's 3 clips under here that we're gonna loosen first. There we go, easy enough for those 3. And the same thing on that other side. Make sure you put your screws somewhere safe as well. Grab each side right here like it's a handlebar and just pull on out. So with our foot on the brake, what we're now gonna do is turn the car on, put it into drive, and then pull this piece out. Once it's over this hump right here, you can just go ahead and put it back into park and then turn the car back off. Here's our cigarette port right here. The connector for it is right there. All I'm gonna do is unplug all these connectors so that we can easily access it. Once you have the cigarette port loosened, you're gonna go ahead and grab your T-tap set. Here we are, I got 2 of each that we need. And at this point, I recommend opening up your RGB Footwell lights. So what we're gonna be doing is cutting the wire right here, and then we'll see a positive and negative that we're gonna be tapping into this positive and negative right here. White is positive, black is negative, and then I believe under here, red is positive and black is negative, obviously. Ideally, you do this with a pair of scissors. I forgot mine, so I'm gonna be trying this with a box knife. There we are. At this point, I recommend trying to get the rubber housing peeled back a little bit so you can easily access the wires. So what you're gonna do is grab this side of the T-taps, and we're gonna strip the wires a little bit on each side, put it into here, and then crimp it down. I recommend twisting them, but be careful because these are super fragile since they're so thin. So here I am, I have these twisted, and all I'm gonna do is grab one of these, insert this onto there, and then crimp it down. Now do the same thing for the other side. So now both sides are nice and secure, and we're gonna grab this wire. Here you can see there's a white wire and there's a black one. White's positive, like I said before, black is ground. You're gonna be grabbing one of your T-tap things, you're gonna be hooking it on, and then you're gonna close it to death and squeeze as hard as possible to make sure the connection's all tight. So I have it in that little opening, and then I'm gonna close it. If you can't do it by hand, you can just get your pliers or crimp tool and try it. As you can see, I have my first one all done, and then the clip on top of the T-tap right there is in place. Now do the same exact thing for the other side. Here's my second one, and now I'm gonna do that negative wire. So now you're gonna plug in accordingly your positive and negative terminals. Now you can see I have both harnesses plugged in, and what I'm gonna do is turn the car on and see if the lights work. There we go. Now everything's all wired. So what's left is that I'm gonna show you guys how to route the lights through the console right here is super easy. And then I'm gonna show you how to reassemble everything and what everything looks like in the end. So I have this control box here that I'm gonna go ahead and put, I think on the driver's side, I'm just gonna kind of put it on the side right here. I actually changed my mind. I'm gonna put it on the other side so that nothing is visible on the driver's side. And here I am on the passenger side where you can see the control box. Now I'm gonna pull out the right side of the lights and then fish the other one on the other side. So here I am just fishing the LEDs through. So I actually ended up putting my control box right there because that was the cleanest way for sure to hide any wires. So all I did was bring it out right here and then bring it up and then kind of flip it around so that the wires are going from on the other side. And now whenever I want, I could just easily turn the thing on or off or change the colors. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side and then we'll actually put them on. So at this point, all that's left is taking that adhesive off and sticking it up. On the driver's side right here, there's a metal bar. You'll see, boom, look at that amazing metal bar right here. It's perfect for the lights. I'm gonna be putting it on there. So with that now secured, I'm gonna go ahead and tuck the wire under this plastic piece right here and go all the way along until I get under the seat right there. There's a little flap right here. Boom, look at that flap. I'm gonna be putting the LED on the edge of that flap under the seat. So once again, sorry if it's dark. If you pay attention, there's this cloth fabric material right here. And then at the end of it, there's a flap that I'll be putting my wire along. So I went ahead and did exactly that. Sorry for the actual tire shine that's on my weather mat right there, but I went ahead and did the wire. All I'm gonna do is do the same exact thing on the other side, make everything look real neat, and then I'll show you guys reassembly. Now before reassembling, make sure to turn the car back on and make sure everything works still. As you can see, boom, we have lights all around. We're gonna start first by plugging in all of our old plugs that were on the back of the actual console right here. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the car back on so I could put this back into drive to easily put everything back in. And now we can go ahead and start clipping everything back in. And then we're gonna put this screw back in place. Well, wait, sorry, put the car in park, obviously. I would turn it back off just to be safe. And then don't forget that there was a clip right here that we're gonna put back. There we are. And now we're gonna grab our actual like little centerpiece and then we're gonna plug all of these plugs back in, including this clip right here. And here we are, everything's clipped back in place. Now we have those two screws with the actual shift knob on it. Slide it back on. There's two. Now all that's left is to put on the actual silver shaft piece right here. There we are. Everything's back in place. Let's go over to a parking garage so I can show you guys what the LEDs look like. Here we are in the parking garage where you can clearly see I have the lights fading from a nice blue to a solid green. I think the lights look absolutely amazing. I'm not sure what color I want to use yet. I might end up just rocking white. I have my headlights off so you can see easier, but you can see whenever I actually turn them on, the whole dash lights up. So I think I'm gonna do white so that it can match with the floor lights, but I also love how blue looks, so I'm not sure yet. What's really cool is that I'll be able to control it off this Android head unit that I put on using the actual Govee app whenever I have that all set up. But yeah, these lights are fully customizable from the actual app itself. You can make custom modes, RGB, whatever solid color you'd like. They get really bright. I don't know if you can really get a sense of how bright they are in person off the video right here, but I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I think this is absolutely worth it for about 30 bucks. You could get an even cheaper set if you really want. I wanted the ones that have the actual app control, so I thought that was really nice. And then obviously I didn't want a whole adapter sticking out with the orange solid light glowing with a whole wire coming wrap it around right here. I wanted a nice looking OEM set right here. And then obviously in the back, you can see a little bit the lights work back there as well. I absolutely love this upgrade. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll have everything linked down below in the description. Let me know what you thought of this mod. Thank you all for watching. If you're interested in any more 11th gen Civic upgrades, I have plenty of mods on my channel, such as upgrading the LED in the trunk, the taillights, etc. Even this aftermarket head unit worked on any 11th gen Civic. Thanks again all for watching. Subscribe or like if you enjoyed. Have a good one.